Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So have any of you ever wondered how Snape did it? How he fooled Voldemort for so long? Severus Snape is one of the most complex and controversial characters in the Harry Potter series. Initially portrayed as a villain, Snape ultimately reveals himself to be a heroic figure who had been working behind the scenes all this time to defeat Voldemort and ultimately protect Harry Potter. One of Snape's most impressive feats was his ability to fool Voldemort and the Death Eaters for so long. So in today's video we will explore how Snape managed to deceive the Dark Lord and his followers, and also look at the impact of his actions. So firstly, Snape's ability to deceive Voldemort and the Death Eaters can be attributed to his skill as a double agent. After Voldemort's return, Snape was tasked with the difficult job of infiltrating the Death Eaters and gaining their trust. He was able to do this because he had a long history with the Death Eaters, having been a former member himself, so this gave him valuable insights into their beliefs, motivations and methods, allowing him to blend in seamlessly and gain their confidence. Well, some of them, not all of them. Snape's ability to blend in with the Death Eaters was also aided by his outward appearance and demeanour. He was an excellent actor, able to project an aura of coldness and detachment that made him seem like a natural fit for the Death Eaters. His sallow complexion, greasy hair, and piercing black eyes only added to his intimidating presence, making him a natural fit for the role of Voldemort's follower. However, Snape's ability to deceive Voldemort and the Death Eaters went beyond mere acting and appearance. He was able to gain their trust by providing them with valuable information about the Order of the Phoenix and Harry Potter. Although this was all planned, Snape's position as a double agent allowed him to provide Voldemort with accurate information about the Order's plans and movements, allowing the Dark Lord to stay one step ahead of his enemies. At the same time, Snape was also able to provide the Order with valuable intelligence about the Death Eaters' plans and movements. This allowed the Order to take measures to counter the Death Eaters' plans and keep Harry Potter safe. Snape's position as a double agent allowed him to walk a tightrope between the two sides, providing each with just enough information to gain their trust, but not enough to reveal his true allegiance. Another key factor in Snape's ability to deceive Voldemort was his mastery of occlumency. Occlumency is the art of shielding one's mind from intrusion, and Snape was the master of it. His ability to keep his thoughts and emotions hidden from Voldemort was critical in allowing him to maintain his cover as a double agent. Moreover, Snape's mastery of occlumency also allowed him to gain valuable insights into Voldemort's plans and motivations. By infiltrating Voldemort's camp and gaining their trust, Snape was able to observe Voldemort up close, allowing him to gain a better understanding of his methods and motivations. This in turn allowed him to provide more accurate information to the Order and make better decisions about how to counter Voldemort's plans. Snape's ability to deceive Voldemort also depended on his willingness to make difficult and often morally ambiguous choices. As a double agent, he was required to perform acts that went against his conscience and his loyalty to Dumbledore and the Order of the Phoenix. For example, he was forced to kill Albus Dumbledore, an act that caused many to question his allegiance and led to a great deal of criticism from Harry Potter and other members of the Order, but of course this was all part of the plan, and Snape willingly took the heat for it. However, Snape's willingness to make difficult choices ultimately helped him maintain his cover and gain the trust of the Dark Lord. By performing acts that aligned with the Death Eaters' beliefs and goals, he was able to gain their trust and position himself finally as a valuable member of their ranks. His willingness to make these difficult choices also helped him maintain his position as a double agent, allowing him to continue to provide valuable intelligence and ultimately play a key role in Voldemort's downfall. Furthermore, Snape's ability to deceive the Dark Lord depended on his personal motivations. While he was initially motivated by a desire for revenge against Voldemort for his role in Lily Potter's death, he eventually came to see himself as the protector of Harry Potter and the wizarding world at large. Lily wasn't just his main goal anymore. He knew that his actions were essential in the fight against Voldemort, and he was willing to do whatever it took to achieve victory. Snape's personal motivations also helped him maintain his cover. His hatred of Voldemort and his desire to protect Harry allowed him to maintain the necessary emotional distance from the Death Eaters and avoid arousing suspicion. The emotional distance allowed him to maintain his mastery of occlumency, and he was able to shield his mind from intrusion and keep his true motivations hidden. In addition, Snape's ability to deceive Voldemort also can be attributed to his deep knowledge of the Wizarding World and its history. As a former member of the Death Eaters and a skilled potioneer, Snape had a deep understanding of the dark arts and the Wizarding World's darker side. This knowledge allowed him to position himself as a valuable asset to the Death Eaters and gain their trust. At the same time, Snape's knowledge of the Wizarding World also allowed him to provide valuable intelligence to the Order of the Phoenix. He was able to anticipate the Death Eaters' plans and movements, allowing the Order to take measures to counter them. His knowledge of the Wizarding World's history and lore also helped him to identify and interpret clues and information, allowing him to piece together the puzzle of Voldemort's plans and motives. So he was always one step ahead of Voldemort, but letting Voldemort believe that the Dark Lord was one step of everybody else. So guys, Snape's ability to deceive Voldemort and the Death Eaters for so long ultimately had a significant impact on the outcome of the Harry Potter series and the fate of the Wizarding World. By infiltrating the Death Eaters and gaining their trust, he was able to provide valuable intelligence to the Order of the Phoenix and help them prepare for the final battle against Voldemort, whenever that may be. He was also able to protect Harry Potter and ensure his survival, ultimately playing a key role in Voldemort's defeat. Moreover, Snape's ability to deceive Voldemort also had a profound impact on his character arc. Initially portrayed as the villain, Snape ultimately revealed himself to be a complex and tragic figure who had been working behind the scenes all along to protect Harry and the Wizarding World at large. His sacrifice and dedication to the cause of defeating Voldemort earned him the admiration and respect of many fans of the series. In conclusion, Severus Snape's ability to deceive Voldemort and the Death Eaters for so long can be attributed to his skill as a double agent, his mastery of occlumency, his willingness to make difficult choices, his personal motivations, and his deep knowledge of the Wizarding World. He gave his life in the hope that Voldemort would still believe he was the master of the Elder Wand. He allowed himself to be the scapegoat for Dumbledore's murder because he knew that in the long run it would pay off. Despite his reputation being in ruins for the better part of a year, he fooled Voldemort because he could. The ability to control his emotions and shield his mind needed to be flawless every single second of every single minute of every single hour that he was around Voldemort, and he was on point every time. Even when he knew that Voldemort was in the other room, the Dark Lord could still try to infiltrate his mind if he wanted to, but Snape never budged. Anyway guys, that is my video on how Snape fooled Voldemort for so long. Make sure to check out the next video, subscribe to the channel if you want, and have a good day.